Yeah. I'm ready. Believe that. You hear me. Yeah, man. And before I get into it, shout out to the Vikings for making the right move. You hear me, huh? Yeah. Clap it up. Yeah, baby. you know, you know, Purple People Eater Gang is back, huh? Yeah, I repeat, the Purple People Eater Gang is back. But it's more turned up, more hostile than ever, dog. You hear me? No cap, baby. Let's get it. Let's go. Great move by the Minnesota Vikings. Now we know at this point as Vikings fans, right? KOC nor Kwesi Adolfo Mensah will be fired. All right, cool, bet. Boom. Now the question is, like I said, huh, during this whole offseason, huh, so far, we sit back and wait, sit back and see what happens, what moves are made. Are the Wolves, the Vikings, cool with being average, with being mediocre? No, for years, man, I repeat, right? For years, we've seen how piss poor this O line has been, right? Has been. It's a lot of questions. Whose fault is it? Is it the personnel, huh? Is it the roster? And yes, you have some weak links on the roster, but at the same time, we sit back, stop, right? Boom. Think about it. We think about who? Ed Ingram, right? Garrett Bradbury, just to name two players. And these guys go to other teams and are immediately Super Bowl. I mean, I wouldn't say Super Bowl, but playoff contenders. Ed Ingram goes to the Texans playing at a high level. Garrett Bradbury goes to the Patriots, right? Boom, playing at a high level. Both damn near Pro Bowlers, right? Right. So you sit back once again, think about it, right? Boom. You ask yourself, is it coaching? Is it coaching? And I always say these Minnesota Vikings coaches are always protected, baby. Yeah. But now Chris Cooper is finally being brought out, brung out to the spotlight. Bring him out to the front. I repeat, bring him out to the front. Purple People Eater Gang. Bang. Bullseye. Bang. Yeah. So he is getting fired. Long overdue. It has to be at some point in time, right? You sit back and think, man, what's up with the player-coach relationship, right? Player coaching development. And it's starting to seem like these players aren't being developed correctly. No, Chris Cooper, no, he ain't the only one. You got to look at KOC too. You got to look at other position coaches as well too. But right now, as we speak, huh? Right now, at this day, huh? On Saturday, man, yeah, that was the right move to make. I'm very excited for Chris Cooper to be gone. This has went on too long, man, for real. Don't let him ruin any more players. Not your Donovan Jackson rookie. We may even see Darrisaw take his game to another level. See, he's been able to hide behind Darrisaw, hide behind Brian O'Neill, right? Et cetera, et cetera. We see Will Fries come in and we expect way more from Will Fries. We're sitting back wondering, why isn't Will Fries playing at a much higher level? Why isn't Will Fries contributing more? He was supposed to do more. We're seeing him get beat off the ball, seeing him get dominated at times. We're seeing Christian Darrisaw get annihilated by Micah Parsons in Green Bay. Are you kidding me, baby? Are you really kidding me, baby? Huh? Yeah. SKOL Vikes. You hear me? Yeah. You know, but at the end of the day, the Vikings finally make a move going in the right direction. You know, some things you just have to blow up. Some coaches you have to get rid of. And we were just sitting back waiting, right? Sitting back waiting, right? When do they get rid of a coach? When do they bring new personnel in? You know, but this is a great move for the Vikings, man. Now you bring in a real OC, offensive line coach, offensive line coach who can teach his players to be physical, to be aggressive, that he can really develop dogs, right? And put his players in the best position to win. That's what we need on this O-line in them trenches. We need dogs, bro. We need players who have the ability to move bodies. And the Vikings O-line, if they didn't show one thing, if one thing they did show right, they can move bodies, bro, for real. Even with bad coaching, even with KOC wanting to be past heaven, man. You know? No, who would they bring in? Who knows? I'll probably do a live on it later. You hear me? But at the end of the day, a move was made. A very important move was made. Much needed. No way around it, man. Yeah, get him out the building. This O-line has been struggling too long. Everybody want to talk about J.J. McCarthy, make him the scapegoat once again. But no one talks about how he was getting annihilated versus the Falcons, annihilated versus the Bears, right? Annihilated versus the Packers, right? How this O-line was getting dominated, especially in pass pro. They were piss poor, man, piss poor. So we're going to see. We're going to really see, huh? Yeah. Was it Quasi's drafting? Did he draft the wrong players, or was it really offensive line, lack of coaching and player development? Oh man, I'm very excited. I'm very satiated with this move. You know, no disrespect, huh? But I would love to see KOC demoted as well. But no, we're not going to sit and dwell on it, baby. Right. At the end of the day, KOC is our head coach. Boom, we're going to see how he maneuvers. But he has taken a step in the right direction. KOC has finally dropped his nuts, so to say, per se, right? Yeah. Now we're going to see what he does, man. Does he continue to grow, continue to get out of his ego? Does he continue to progress and get better? I don't want to hear any more JJ talk. Develop your quarterback, mold your quarterback into being something great and something special, baby. You hear me? Heavy, no cap. Let's dive right into the article right quick. Oh, man. This was news to my ears, man. A beautiful sight to see. You know, a beautiful sight to see, man. For real. I always tell y'all, right? Directly, live and direct with it every day. Coaching is the most important part of a team. No way around it, right? Yeah. That's why you see teams with talent, but they're not producing. You wonder why. Somehow, some way. Why is this team not playing up to par? This could be exactly why. Now let's get into it, baby. Boom. The Vikings are looking for a new offensive line coach after not renewing Chris Cooper's contract following expiration at the end of the season. The Vikings offensive line, into which significant money was invested during the 2025 free agency, played with more than 20 combinations as it was racked by injury this season. As we know, you can't really control injuries. They are part of the game, part of the process. But it's no reason your depth chart looks so bad, so atrocious. Period. Bottom line, huh? No cap, man. Yeah. Often leaving first-time starting quarterback J.J. McCarthy playing behind a hodgepodge grouping, man. Yeah. You know? Only right guard Will Fries appeared in all 17 games, and the fifth-year player's performance indicated he still has room to grow. Facts. Fries was one of the last offseason's additions, signing a 5-year deal worth up to $88 million after leaving the Colts. Center Ryan Kelly, the Vikings' other big free agent addition among the group last year, ended the season on injured reserve. Another player signed from Indianapolis. Kelly suffered 2 concussions and spent 5 weeks on IR mid-season, only to return and be evaluated for a third game in the game against the Giants. And like I say, Ryan Kelly is probably gone, man. 3 concussions in 1 year, probably a wrap. Finito de nada, man. Get him up out of here. But let me not, take it too far. Prayers up to Ryan Kelly. Wish him best wishes, Hopefully it's nothing permanent there. No CTE, et cetera, man. Yeah. But it's tough, man. Football is a tough and rough game, right? Yeah. Left tackle Christian Darrisaw faced ups and downs in his return from multiple ligament tears in his knee in October 2024. He did not make his return to game action until week 3 and was in and out throughout the season. The Vikings ended his season early with the move to IR in week 16. Rookie left guard Donovan Jackson and veteran right tackle Brian O'Neill also dealt with smaller injuries throughout the season that caused them to miss time. Collectively, Vikings quarterbacks were sacked 60 times. That is inexcusable. I repeat, 60 times is inexcusable. And that stat alone, man, right there should tell you, are we really gonna sit here and feel comfortable about trying to make JJ McCarthy the scapegoat? Or saying he's a bust, or saying he is not this, he is not that. Poppycock, stop the cap, bruh. Stop the for real cap. For real, man. Yeah. Tied for second most in the league. The O-line had an 11% sack rate, also second worst in the league per next gen stats. So at the end of the day, man, the O-line was still the weak point of the team. Hands down, man down, no way around it, no cap. Huh? However you want to look at it, however you want to piece it together. No, inexcusable, bro. For real. We expected more, should have demanded more from this O-line. And we know we can speak about piss poor play calling from KOC, man. For real. Piss poor coaching all around, man. For real, huh? Yeah. But at the end of the day, you have to make a move. It was time for a change. We have been calling for Chris Cooper's head for years, at least for 2+. Now we're going to see how this offensive line really turns out right and pans out. But this was a very important move, a much needed move, man, just to change the energy about the O-line, right? On the O-line. Bring a whole new chemistry, man. And they need to make the right hire for this position, period, no cap. I want an offensive line coach who is aggressive, who is mean, who is dirty, but plays fair ball. I repeat, an O-line coach who is aggressive, right? Who is dirty, who is mean, but plays fair ball. And that permeates through his O-line. Huh? Yeah, no way around it, man. Yeah, the trenches where games are won at every level. I don't care what we talking about, bro. Pop one, the middle school, high school, college, NFL, etc., 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 man. Let's get this cheddar. Let's go get this bread and butter. Let's go win a Super Bowl. I repeat, let's go get this cheddar. Let's go get this bread and butter, and let's go win a Super Bowl, man. For real. Purple People Eater gang is here. New and improved, man. Yeah. Big SKOL here. You know what it is, man. Fire them comments up, huh? Let me know how you feel about the video. How do you feel about the firing of Chris Cooper? And you know what it is, bro. Big SKOL here. SKOL VIKES. We run the North. Yeah. Believe that.